Hi, today we're going to compare these four audio interfaces. We have the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 4th generation already, the Universal Audio Volt 276, the Yamaha URX 22 in black, and the SSL 2 Plus Mark II. As you can see, they're all the smaller versions with basically two main inputs and some special features. We're starting with the first impression, and I have to tell, like, Focusrite in red is, reliably, it's quite handy. And as I can see, some things have been upgraded here on the front panel. We know that these rims are pretty illuminated, so you can see what levels are going on in here. And we have, inputs and outputs on the front and back side, while the others have some of those knobs and like poties on the top. And the Volt is like, it's really nice because I like these wooden planks here. And they all kind of have these solid build metallish finishes. Very nice. The Volt has the typical UA logo here. We go with some poties. It feels solid. And we have some special features which we will be addressing later. The Yamaha feels quite heavy. I think it's double the weight of all the others. And we got these, these are endless encoders instead of poties. We got ins on the front plus phones and some on the back. USB-C, all of them. Here we have, a 2 Plus version, which means we got two headphones which we can connect here, which is pretty good if you're desktop recording or if you have the singer next to you and he's going to perform. And some extra features here, which we will address later. All of them feel solid and well built. As for the connections and specifications, the Focusrite has the jack ins in the front together with these endless encoders to get the level right, plus volume output and the knob for the headphone output. On the back side, you have the XLR ins as well as the jack outs. Pretty good, but one thing is missing: no MIDI connection. Regarding the Volt interface, we got these combined jack XLRs in the front for mic and line, and the volume knob for the headphones, as well as the poties for volume output, and of course the levels of the both inputs. On the back we see the jack outputs as well as MIDI in and out, which is kind of nice. The Yamaha URX 22 has an extra power supply on the back and combined mic and line combo inputs in the back, as well as a second input with Hi-Z plus an aux mini jack stereo, which is interesting if you want to have an additional device here. The headset input is very interesting, which is to find in the front, but unfortunately it does not have a MIDI hub. The SSL 2 Plus has the instrument jack-ins in the front as well as the two headphone connections and the XLR ins in the back. Well, and since it is real poties, which feels fine, I like this one very much. We know this from the version B4. The Focusrite Scarlett is reliable. We know it, and even if it has some upgrades on the front regarding some knobs here, you can see all the important functions in one side. The Universal Audio Volt is as well something you can get by the first side, because all the important knobs and functions you can see at the first glimpse. I like these reliable poties here and the way you can adjust everything and dial in the right amounts of level. The Yamaha interface with the integrated DSP has a nice touch screen, which is kind of interesting because you need to dial in for a lot of parameters in the hardware controller here. It has a complex routing and some features, some extra features actually, which you can use while you're recording. While it has plug and play for the Mac, it needs some drivers for Windows. The SSL2 Plus is also plug and play for Mac, but needs drivers for Windows as well. What I think is very good are the two headphone mixers that are available, because you can here now balance how much playback and how much of your recording track you're going to hear, as we used to know it from SSL. The fourth generation of the Focusrite 2i2 has remarkably RedNet series converters with 120 dB dynamic range. And since it has a new feature which is on the front, it's called auto gain, you can just put in your input and it kind of dials in the right gain for it. Plus it has a save button, which is an anti-clipping feature here. It has the optimized air function. We know it from the emulation of the Focusrite consoles, which gives a little bit more top-end enhancement and adds some harmonics. The Universal Audio Vault interface comes with a mic preamp which emulates vintage preamp mode, which is kind of nice for some added harmonics. And it has an integrated 76 compressor function, which is of course based on the famous UA1176. But it kind of lifts a little bit the ground noise. But nevertheless, nice features for this one. The Yamaha interface has many options, and if you take a look into the display, you'll see it is a very complex routing. It reminds a little bit of mixing desks. And so it features options such as compenders, which is fundamentally compression, ducker, EQ, and saturation, which you can add onto the signal which you record. The SSL2 Plus again features the 4K buttons, which emulate by activating the great emulations for the characteristics of the 4000 series, the famous old mixing desks of solid-state logic. It adds top-end enhancement and some harmonics to your recorded signal. Regarding the prices, the Focusrite Scarlett is the most affordable one because it is at the moment at 179 euros, which is very good for beginners here. The Universal Audio Vault is at 253 euros at the moment, while the Yamaha URX22 in black is at 369. It is to be said that you can get this interface in white. It does come in white and in black. And the SSL2 Plus Mark II is at the moment at 295, which makes the Yamaha, let's say, the higher price, and the Focusrite, of course, the most affordable. All of these four are great audio interfaces with different features. Of course, the price of the Focusrite and the new features regarding those clip-safe feature and the auto level. The Vault is very nice, and although it has that typical 1176 compressor and the like harmonic saturation of the Universal Audio, I'm not sure if I need this while I'm recording. So I'd go as a beginner with the Focusrite probably, and of course I like the two headphones features here from Yamaha as well as the SSL2, because you can work on the desktop and record a singer standing next to you. If you want to learn how to properly use these audio interfaces, produce your own music, mix and master, visit us at HOFA-College.com.